Hey listeners, you know that when it comes to your schedule, I tell you to question everything. Well, Hyundai questions everything too. It's how they created the all-new Hyundai Tucson with available innovations like a huge 10.25-inch infotainment screen and digital key technology, allowing you to use your smartphone as a spare key. And you always get Hyundai's complimentary maintenance for 3 years or 36,000 miles. Test drive the 2022 Hyundai Tucson at your nearest Hyundai dealer, or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details. Welcome to Before Breakfast, a production of iHeartRadio. Good morning. This is Laura. Welcome to the Before Breakfast podcast. Today's tip is that little deadlines keep big ones on track. Whenever you are staring down a big project, professionally or personally, it helps to map out intermediate goals. Set wisely, these can make the project feel far more doable. I recently finished the research for my next book, which will be called, at least for now, Tranquility by Tuesday. I had people learn about new time management strategies for 9 weeks, and I measured how their time satisfaction changed over the course of the project. I'm excited by my findings, but of course now I have to actually, write the book. Book writing is always daunting, but fortunately over the years I've learned that it doesn't need to be too daunting. I have my chapter outline, 9 chapters plus an intro and conclusion. I'm giving myself 1 week per chapter over the summer. I made sure to not schedule chapters for any weeks when I'm on vacation or I don't have much childcare. I have noted every Friday intermediate deadline in my calendar. If I stick with this schedule, I should finish my draft a month before the first draft is due, which will give me time to edit it. This schedule has helped me feel far more tranquil, if you will, about the project. If I simply said, okay, this summer I write a book, I might try to cram a lot at the beginning, and then I'd get burned out and have to take a break, and then it might be hard to start back up again. Or I'd put it all off until things got frantic later. Better to march 20 miles every day than 40 some and 0 on others. Perhaps you, too, are staring down a big project. I'm thrilled to see that some races are starting up again for the fall. If you want to run a marathon in October, well, best to get those 16 weeks blocked out on the calendar now. You see what mileage you need to hit each week. You know that if you stick with these smaller, intermediate goals, you will be trained in the fall. Or maybe you are trying to save a certain amount of additional money by the end of the year. If you just say, hey, by Christmas, I want $3,000 extra in my emergency fund. Well, every purchase could wind up as a source of stress. Does this work with my goal? Does this not work with my goal? Or you might put it out of your mind until November, and then feel the goal is impossible. But if you break this bigger goal down into intermediate goals, saying, I need to put away $100 a week for 30 weeks, well, this could seem more doable. Not necessarily easy, depending on your finances, but doable. If you participate in big projects at work, hopefully people have created project timelines. I'd like to think that we figured that out. But often we are less able to do this for our own professional projects that we don't have to do, but we would like to do. Maybe you'd like to score a big raise come your annual review in December. What would you like to document by December to make that seem logical? What steps would you need to take? And then, when would you like to take these by? Mark down these dates. Make sure you put them somewhere that you'll remember them. And when you plan your weeks on Fridays, which I imagine, as a before breakfast listener, you might be doing, you can set these intermediate goals as priorities for the upcoming week. This exercise also helps you see what goals are reasonable and what goals are not. If you're trying to save $3,000 over 30 weeks, this is one thing. Saying you want to save up $30,000 for a down payment on a house over 30 weeks is something else entirely. You would need to add a 0 to your weekly target. And if you don't see a way to put away an extra $1,000 a week, well, then you'd need to reevaluate. Likewise, while I know I can write a 5,000 to 7,000 word chapter every week, if I were on the hook for, say, a 400,000 word epic over 10 weeks, that would be 40,000 words a week, which is not reasonable at all. Intermediate goals keep us honest. So if you are looking at a big project you'd like to complete, take some time today to set up a schedule of intermediate goals. You'll make the project seem far more doable. Or you'll realize that, you know what? It's not doable. But either way, you want to be clear, so you can decide how to move forward. In the meantime, this is Laura. Thanks for listening. And here's to making the most of our time. Hey, everybody. I'd love to hear from you. You can send me your tips, your questions, or anything else. Just connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Before Breakfast Pod. That's BE, the number 4, then breakfast, POD. You can also shoot me an email at beforebreakfastpodcast@iheartmedia.com. That Before Breakfast is spelled out with all the letters. Thanks so much. I look forward to staying in touch. Before Breakfast is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
When the brightest minds at the University of Florida come together, something extraordinary happens. Engineering empowers medicine, data science drives agriculture, geology fuels space exploration, and artificial intelligence transforms learning and research. The ideas that go on to change the world. They're launching right from here. At the collision of big ideas and massive potential, something momentous becomes possible. At the University of Florida, ufl.edu.